Hello, homeschool colleagues. Today, I am super excited to present to you the parents' potential to homeschool. And I want all of you to know and be confident in who you are as the parent and homeschool teacher of your children. So, let's get started. There are two parts to this lesson. The first part is why parents are the perfect teacher for their children. There are 6 reasons why parents are the perfect teacher for their children. And in this section, I'm going to present to you reason number 1. So here it is. The title of this section and this reason why parents are the perfect teacher for their children is because of the birth bond. Have you ever thought about the bond you have with your newborn baby? From the moment they come out of the womb, parents can't help but to stare into their child's face and body in amazement and wonder. They are in tune to their every move and their every need. It's natural to want to care for them and guide them as they grow. And there is a special bond between parents and their newborn. When a baby is born, they naturally interact with their parents through various means. Skin-to-skin contact, parents' voice, eye contact. These forms of intimacy between parent and child help foster a sense of security and positive self-esteem. The more babies interact with their parents, the better socialized they become and the less they suffer from despair. So have you experienced this birth bond? I know it's not the same for every parent. I know with my first child, I wasn't immediately bonded and connected with them, but with my second child, I definitely was. So it doesn't matter how bonded you feel with your child. The fact remains that parents and children have a bond because of the fact that they brought those children into the world. And that's reason number 1, why parents are the perfect teachers for their children, because they have a bond. Now I'm going to talk about the second reason why parents are the perfect teachers for their children. This section is called intuitive connection. According to Merriam-Webster's dictionary online, intuition means the ability to understand something immediately without the need for conscious reasoning. In Psychology Today online, they describe intuition in 4 types: problem-solving intuition, social intuition, moral intuition, and creative intuition. Problem-solving intuition, as applied to emergency personnel, is the ability to size up the situation immediately and respond accordingly because of the expertise they have on the situation. So likewise, parents are the experts on their children. They size up the situation and take their expertise based on past experiences and familiar patterns to respond to the situation, usually getting the outcome they intend. Social intuition has to do with the ability to detect when a child has a need you can fill. Children, as you know, are developing their ability to communicate effectively, and sometimes they can't always express their needs clearly. But you as the parent can pick up on nonverbal clues and make conclusions based on your own life experience to meet the needs of your children. Then there's moral intuition. Moral intuition is having the gut feeling of what's right and wrong right on the spot when needing to make quick decisions without all the information. Oftentimes, children make decisions that might not be good, or they will act suspiciously about a situation, and you as the parent have that intuition to be able to make decisions that seem best for them. You as the parent will be able to make decisions that seem best for your children. Lastly, there's creative intuition. Creative intuition has to do with taking what you know and applying it to a new situation. So when a bad situation comes up and your child keeps repeating the same misbehavior, all of a sudden you come up with a new way of handling the situation. That's using what you know creatively. Intuition in general requires adaptation. As children grow and change, our parental intuition takes on new forms. With some knowledge and wisdom, intuition works to help us make better decisions for our kids. Part 3 of Section 1 of Lesson 6, The Parent's Potential to Homeschool. Let's not forget where we are. This particular section is a little bit longer than the others, but let's get to it. Parents are the perfect teachers for their children because of their natural tendency to nurture. I believe that children are born packed with a destiny and made up of certain distinctive features from birth. They're born with their own unique individuality. However, this does not mean we can't have any influence over our children because that's the way they are. Children are influenced by their environment, including you. It would be naive to believe otherwise. We are uniquely positioned as parents to guide our children so that their own unique individuality reaches its fullest potential and expression. There are many ways a parent can nurture their children. Most of these ideas have come from 3 great articles that I linked in the PDF that goes with this lesson. The definition of the word nurture is to nourish or promote growth. So that's exactly what we're doing when we're nurturing our children. And it's such a beautiful word. So here's a list of 10 things you can do to nurture your child. Number 1, I have to start with an obvious, non-referenced tip. Feeding your children is a great way to nurture your children. It helps them think clearly and focus on learning. So when you're homeschooling, don't forget to feed your kids. Number 2, this is another obvious tip for nurturing children, and that is shelter. A safe home and comfortable place to sleep add to a child's emotional health. Number 3, being a good role model. Homeschooling is more than just teaching. Modeling for your kids how to behave and respond to life's changes and challenges is way more important than academics. Number 4, another way to nurture your children is with positive touch. One of the best parts of homeschooling is that you get to give and receive hugs anytime, even in the middle of a lesson. Number 5, positive words, empathy, and praise are also a way to nurture your children. We've all heard the childish saying, "Sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me." It's innocent in its intention, but we all know that words do affect us. Words build up or tear down. Homeschooling is a great way to build up our children in so many different ways during academic time, social time, and just being at home together. Number 6 way to nurture your child is to protect them from emotional and physical harm. Homeschooling parents don't have to worry about public school bullying or even childhood neglect by friends. Parents are the perfect protectors and are sensitive to the needs of their children. Homeschooling offers constant protection from harm. Now, I have to add a note here. If you happen to harm your kids with words of anger, frustration, or insult, be humble enough to apologize and show them that people aren't perfect. That can bring a lot of healing into your family. Number 7, another way to nurture your children is to establish routines. Most traditional classroom teachers have routines, but the point I want to make here is that routines help children learn more because they won't be interrupted by confusion about what they're supposed to do. Furnish them with ideas that bring up their natural wonder and curiosity abilities. Number 8, discipline with respect, gentleness, and consistency in homeschooling is a great way to nurture your children. This is probably one of the hardest things to learn as a parent. But even when homeschooling, teach your children to respect the idea of how important learning is. Be gentle with themselves in the learning process and work hard to be consistent in a few things so they can learn more things. Number 9, spend quality time and listen to your children. That's also a great way to nurture them. Don't forget to have eye-to-eye, concentrated conversations about what kids are experiencing in life. Take out the distractions and show your children they matter. Number 10, last way to nurture your children is to take care of yourself. Make sure you're eating properly, getting enough sleep, and managing your stress. Caring for yourself will make you more successful as a homeschool parent. Now we get to reason number 4 of why parents are the perfect teacher for their children. This reason has to do with the fact that the skill of homeschooling can be learned easily despite your inadequacies. Now that is a mouthful of a title, but I want every homeschool parent to know that it doesn't matter what you're not good at, you can still teach your child, because to learn how to do that is easy, and I'm going to help you do that in this course. So let me explain a little bit further. Homeschooling is a profession. People actually go to college to learn how to be a teacher. Teaching is an art and a science. All dedicated homeschool parents take time to get the training they need and spend time researching the best resources they can find. With a little time and effort, parents can learn the skills that make homeschooling less stressful and disappointing. Raising children is a skill set in and of itself, and teaching subjects is a whole other set of skills. No parent is perfect and no teacher is perfect, so it's a good thing children have their own individuality, because many times, despite our inadequacies, children actually do learn over time. Just when we think our kids won't get it, poof, they get it in their own sweet time and in their own sweet way. Consistency is important even when we don't see progress. They will eventually learn. Use your intuition and make adjustments as needed to help your children learn. So that's the fourth reason why you are the perfect parent, because it's easy to learn how to teach. So now we're going to talk about part 5 and 6 in this video. Part 5 of why parents are the perfect teacher for their children is you have the authority. Homeschooling is a legal occupation in America and in many other countries. You don't need a college degree or a teaching certificate to homeschool. You get to decide what you want to do with your children, regardless of your own education. This, of course, is no license to abuse or neglect children, but you do have the legal authority to train your children as you see fit. There are a lot of people who think raising kids is a community job, but regardless of how many people help raise your kids, you as the parent hold the legal responsibility. As a parent, you also have the authority to homeschool your children because of the sheer fact that those children belong to you. You birthed them, whether biologically or through other means. You are the one who takes care of them. You are the one who knows and loves them, and you are the one who's committed to their growth and well-being. That makes you the perfect teacher for your children. Part 6 of why parents are the perfect teacher for their children is you have the support. There are so many support resources for homeschool parents. Many years ago, when parents started homeschooling in the 80s, there were no teaching resources for homeschool parents. Every day, homeschool parents, just like you and me, began to develop and write curriculum that other homeschool parents could use. And today, there is a curriculum for every grade and every subject. These curricula provide teacher guides, lesson plans, and answer keys. They make it super easy to teach. Not only is there a plethora of curriculum to choose from, there are also many books to read on homeschooling to encourage you in your path. Since the legalization of homeschooling in America, local organizations have popped up all over the nation, not to mention all the support groups, annual conferences, and homeschool co-ops that exist to support homeschoolers. So there you have it. Those are the 6 reasons why parents are the perfect teacher. Let's recap. Parents are the perfect teacher because they have a bond with their child from birth. Parents are the perfect teacher because they have an intuitive connection with their child. Reason number 3 why parents are the perfect teacher for their children, because they have a natural tendency to nurture. Reason number 4 why parents are the perfect teacher is because the skill for homeschooling can be learned easily despite your inadequacies. Reason number 5 why parents are the perfect teacher is that you have the legal and natural authority to teach your children. And reason number 6 why parents are the perfect teacher for their children, because there are numerous support resources. And that's it for the first part of the parent's potential to homeschool.